You're listening to the Get Peel podcast, a space for life enthusiasts to get inspired, learn through others about fitness, business, relationships, and life itself. I'm your host, Hannah Eden, a fitness entrepreneur that has an obsession with sweating and a burning desire to share and inspire others with the lessons I've learned through fitness.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Get Peel podcast. It's me today, your host, Paulo, and I got
Hannah Eden.
Exactly. So today's going to be a different episode from the ones that you have already watched. Today I'm going to be hosting and roasting Hannah. That means that we asked the online community to submit any questions, anything goes. And you guys submitted a ton of them. So we selected a few, or better yet, I selected a few. Hannah has not seen these questions. She has not read these questions. And here's the deal. Today she only has 2 passes. That is it. If the question is too hairy to be responded, she can only pass twice. That's it. And she has 10 seconds to respond to these questions. So she cannot sit down, ponder, and think. She has to go. It's a hip fire session. It's a hip fire episode. Are you ready?
So I have to start my answer within 10 seconds, right? I don't have to finish within.
No.
Okay.
You got to start within 10 seconds.
All right.
And by start, it has to make sense.
All right.
You can start babbling for 10 seconds and, cook me up.
Oh, shit. All right, HEF Tribe. Here we go.
Let's do it. So, HEF Tribe, you spoke, we heard. Here we go.
Wait, where are we? You want to set the scene?
There you go. Let's set the scene.
If you're watching this, I think it deserves all the credit. This is fucking crazy. And if you're not watching it, I don't know why you're not.
You should.
Yeah.
So if you are watching, we are right now in Yosemite, California. That's right, Yosemite National Park. This is the High Sierra. We're on the western side of the park. We're exactly on Tenaya Lake. This is absolutely magical place. Not so long ago, we had the sun setting on these mountains, these incredible granite towers. It's unbelievable here. If you haven't been yet, I highly suggest you take a trip here. This place is magical. And we never know how long you'll be here for. So, make a trip. You want to add anything?
No.
Do you want to say anything before you get roasted?
Oh, no, man. I'm going to save my words and use them wisely today.
Here we go. So, if you guys are ready, we're about to start. In 3, 2, 1. Question 1. Fantastic. Feel good. Why did you decide to close your gym? Will you open it again?
Okay, we filmed a whole podcast on why we decided to close the gym. So if you haven't listened to that, I think it's episode number 3. Check it out on our channel. But we decided to close the gym, which is the hardest decision to make because the business model itself was not sustainable for what COVID was going to do.
There you go.
The business model was in a short, summary. Do we have a time cap on what I can do?
No, but I think that for this specific question, we have an entire podcast on it.
Okay, yeah,
so
go check it out.
to refer.
Yeah, go check out the reasons why.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the name of the podcast is Why We Close Pump Fit. We just see that. Question number 2. The Mrs. Cheatham. She asks, you're really great at transparency. How do you guard your truly sacred space?
I do it alone. That is a great question. So I never used to make time for myself. I used to be, prior to finding this new self-discovery of the better side of who I am and who I'm proud to be, I used to be a very high-maintenance chick, right? Like, I used to always have my hair done. I would always get my eyebrows threaded, and, that was my time, I guess. And then, to me, there's so much more better things to do than that. So I would start to I guess you could make them sacrifices, I call them choices. So that I started to really not have any time for myself. And then, with that being said, it's inevitable that I burn out. And perhaps that is a big lesson to listen to right there. And that everyone burns out, no matter how much you love your job. If you don't have time that is sacred to yourself, and everything, because it is my own business or our own business, it's like, yeah, it's great because people think that you get to work on your own terms, but A, I don't think you do if you expand, because it's not just you that's on your team, and B, there's no day off because it's yours, and that sense of responsibility can weigh on you at all hours of the day. Whereas if it's a job that you're an employee of, then you can show up and create an environment there, leave it there, shut the door, and go home to a different space. Whereas our life is all in one. So recently I realized the importance of journaling, taking morning walks or doing something in the morning before my day gets hectic, because once it starts rolling, I know it's not going to stop. So that's my time, and you guys don't see it.
There you go. Question number 3. Why are you such a badass? From Amy MKM. Hey, you gotta respond.
Why am I such a badass? I don't think I am. I just think I'm pretty fit. That may appear as being badass. But I don't think I'm badass at all. I think I'm sensitive. And I think that because I'm so sensitive, I built a strong exterior that fools people like Amy.
There you go.
You know, but Amy, I'm not a badass. I'm a big pansy that's got built calluses because I'm aware of how much of a pansy I am.
There you go. Good one. Question number 4. Tori Laris. How do you two resolve conflicts?
Paulo, do I get to phone a friend?
No, I'm the host.
How do we resolve conflicts? I think the best and most important thing that we know that we need to do is metabolize the toxic energy that is created. So a workout is one great way of letting off steam. But I think that recently we've been trying to internalize our emotions and then wait for the right time to respond to conflict rather than in the moment, because we are living together right now. We're on top of each other 24 hours a day. There is no time apart. All the activities that we do is together. And that's a big shock for us after being together for 10 years and having so much space, even though we did do stuff together, or so much independency, you know? So I think that the conflicts are harder to get over here because there's nowhere to go. And we live in a RV, you know? So I think having the importance of understanding that's the circumstance, considering what the situation is of where we're in, we have to be more understanding and give ourselves space and to internalize before we react.
Good one. From Extreme Limits. You guys rock. Number 1. Number 2. Will there be an FYR 3.0?
I don't think so, but I'm glad you asked because we are currently about to launch Fearless, baby. And Fearless is very similar to FYR in the sense that there is a beginner, intermediate, and advanced variation being shown on the screen at all times for every single workout. So no matter what your workout level is, there's a lot of workouts that we try and cater to all different levels within our current HEF training app, but there's usually 1 or 2 of us, so it's hard to do 3 different variations at once, whereas in this program we actually have 3 different mats, and you get to stick with a mat every time you complete the program, so you can start as a beginner, you can level up and repeat that as many times as you need to before you're ready to graduate onto an intermediate and vice versa onto advanced. And if you've done FYR, Find Your Reason, I know you guys know all about that, and this is going to be very similar. It's actually going to be launched with our new app that is going to also have a calendar, so you guys will be able to add that into your calendar so that it can actually let you know what you need to do for your workout that day. You can download them, you can make them your favorites, and we have a private Facebook group as well that is going to be that online community for you to go to, where I will be hosting weekly live Q&As that will be on a Sunday to tune in and make sure that you guys are all good. And that was something that I didn't do with FYR, and I'm really excited to have more of a direct contact with you guys on this journey. So Fearless, it launches August 2nd. You can register for a special price, which is a pre-launch price, which is actually 25% off the regular price at hannahedenfitness.com /fearless-transformation. It's a really cool, I'm very excited for that one.
We'll drop the link below, don't worry. All right, Kia's Hat. Fitness.
Oh yeah, wait, should we tell them what Fearless is?
Yeah?
Okay, it's 6 weeks, so it's more than 30 days. It's 6 weeks. You get 4 scheduled total body workouts a day. All you need is a pair of dumbbells and a set of mini bands, plus 1 additional bonus workout that you will stack on your week. And the reason why we're giving you that bonus workout to choose from yourself is because we give you 3 different bonus workouts: a strength-focused full workout, a conditioning-focused full workout, and then a decompression recovery session. Because so many people are going to be, which is amazing, doing this transformation. So we want to be able to cater to everyone's needs. And some people want to add more strength. Some people want to add more cardio. And I get those questions every single time. So rather than 3 workouts a week like FYR, this is going to be 4 plus 1 additional. So that totals 5, even if that 5 is a recovery.
There you go. And you get to pick. Okay, Kia's Hat Fitness. Do you ever want to fuck off to a remote destination and throw away your phone and focus on being?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a very loaded question, right? Because, yes, and I'm always transparent, because I love that. Cannonball. I think this is funny and an interesting thing that someone pointed out to me once, which was I didn't try and become a public figure when I began my career. I tried to become a badass fitness professional. And through trying to do that meant marketing myself, which we actually are pretty decent at, that built our brand, and the brand happened to be me. And at first it was amazing, right? Because it's on this high, everything's new, everything's fun. And then I do remember that it got to a point where I just felt like I had zero privacy at all. And especially when I had red hair, and it was like one side of me knew how important it was for the brand to have red hair, but the other side of me knew how damaging it was to my private life and how invasive it was. And it wasn't from a bad place, it was from a place of love, you know. That's an incredible thing that if I have perspective on it, that these people even recognize who I am because I've been able to reach so many people through this social media platform that we've created. But at some point, you know, everyone has a bad day. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with other people. And a lot of the times it would always be in the worst moments, you know. And then it became really easy to pretend that I was okay. And that's when it was like, all right, now it's like, ugh, is there such thing as just being? If I'm in places that I know are going to be a fitness hub or somewhere where people are going to recognize me because of a different location or demographic, depending on my following. Like, you know, I know that these things happen, but since I've had no red hair, it has stopped, which is amazing. So I feel like I've actually felt, and here, I'll be honest with you, I think I got in my head too. And I think then I started to think everyone could recognize me even if they couldn't. So when I was doing stuff that may not be aligned with certain companies' policies that I work for, or may not align or sit well with, the more people you reach, the more different kinds of people you reach, right? And you can't please them all.
Just doing personal, private stuff.
Yeah, personal, private
whatever,
shit that you don't. There's so much, I'm sure that every individual, this isn't towards the person that asked this question, but there's so much shit that you don't put online. There's moments when you're vulnerable or, I don't know, letting loose. That doesn't mean intoxicated, but just letting loose and not giving a fuck, you know? Saying things that you don't really have to worry about how that could affect or what the repercussion of that would be. Being able to speak so freely is something that I honor myself in, but I also understand, and I think that comes with age too, I'm sure, but you have to be careful with what you say, especially when you have so many people watching. And I understand the power, and I mean there's many people that have got millions and millions of people that follow them, but I think that even if you have 5,000 people and more people that you know that follow you, I think you have a platform that holds power. And so when we're talking now at this point when there's over 500,000 people, which is fucking mind-blowing, on Instagram, and then another 600 on Facebook. Like, this is over 1 million people. You know, that's a lot of responsibility, and I know that words can hurt if they're misunderstood or received from a different point of view. So I've definitely had to cater myself towards social media and make sure that I still can fuck off and get off the grid and do whatever the fuck I want. And I have a very strong circle and really cool friends that have been in my life for a very long time, which is awesome. I have Paulo, I have my family, and so I feel like I've been able to stay pretty grounded and still have a lot of myself where I am just being. Then, you know, sometimes it's less than others, but in the recent years I think we've done a decent job of trying at least to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna move on.
There's no conversation, huh? It's just me?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
I think so, right?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, the questions were designed to go to you.
Okay, you're right.
And by the way, there's going to be another episode where she interviews me.
Yeah,
that's
so
gonna be totally different.
Keep your eye out and your eye peeled on my Instagram, because I'm going to drop that same
Exactly.
thing that you have to dial in those questions.
Okay, so here we go. What's your everyday nutrition, macros, diet like?
I don't count my macros. I've done that before in the past. It just doesn't... while I'm maintaining, let's say, if I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at, I definitely don't count macros at all, because I don't think it's healthy. I think you should just be, hence the being thing. I think learning about macros is a great way to educate yourself for food and to understand what your body needs to intake versus what it's outputting for energy. I think it's really important that we all learn about nutrition, especially if you have children, just because there's so much shit that's shoved in our face that is not good nutritional information that can lead to ignorant decisions, I guess. So I think that we all have to pay our own, hold the responsibility to learn enough. But I don't measure my macros. And then what was the other thing?
Basically, how's your nutrition macro diet?
My nutrition on the road has been really struggled, but we're doing our best. I think the hardest part is getting enough food in while we're here.
True.
But on a typical day while we're home, I eat whole foods and nutritious foods. I try not to supplement too much. I definitely do some like proteins and mood and new mood, whether it's an alpha brain or new mood, those kind of supplements. But I don't really take anything else because I try and eat a well-balanced and nutritious diet. We eat a shit ton of greens every day. We eat healthy, complex carbs. And we also like to dabble in some fun from now and then.
There you go. Biggest kettlebell influence?
Biggest kettlebell influence? What's my dude's name?
Which one?
This 6 foot, the wolf.
Daring.
Darren? Daring Wolf.
I think so. I mean.
Okay, I have to plug his Instagram. Actually, I'm gonna find it. Oh no, there's no service in Yosemite National Park. God damn it. I will plug it below because I understand how complex it is to be able to have total control over a kettlebell and have awareness of where it is when it's not in your fucking hands. And this guy can literally juggle with kettlebells, and his physique is very unique to be able to have such body weight to strength, mobility, awareness ratio. It's unbelievable. This guy has got to be over 6 foot, right?
I'd guess.
Not sure, but he can do the most incredible things with kettlebells, and they're not light. So I'm going to plug it below, and he juggles. He tosses them underneath one leg. They spin over the top of his head. He catches it on his forearm. He'll shove it onto the next leg. Like a lot of people that don't understand fitness might be like, that's a whole bunch of bullshit. Just get to the work. It's like, no. In order to be able to do stuff like that and have the skills of that level, his fitness foundations are beyond built.
True.
Let's just say that.
All right, let's see. The Vendomabula. How do you get out of bed and get through a workout when you don't feel like?
You put your alarm on, you wake up, you put your clothes on, and you fucking show up. Just show up. You don't have to be in the best mood. Be grumpy, but show up.
Dawn's here.
Hey, Dawn.
What was the moment you knew you were doing exactly what you're supposed to?
I remember when I was coaching CrossFit once, I literally was like crying. When other people had hit like a PR or had a milestone or were able to accomplish a breakthrough or whatever, it used to literally make me cry. And I did it for free.
That's it.
You know, like I did it for free. It used to make me cry, and I would wake up I couldn't stop thinking about it. At night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. When I woke up, it would be the first thing I wanted to do. How can I be better? How can I make this more fun? I was just obsessed. And I don't think I'd ever found anything I found a lot of things that I was able to perform well at. Like I was really good in school. I won best portfolio. You know, I was a pretty good student in college. Let me just say that. I was a total fuck up in high school. But junior and senior year, I had to turn things around to go back to school in the US from England to try and change my life. But I knew that. What was it? What was the question again? When did I know?
You realized that you were doing exactly.
I was a high performer at school, but I never felt what I felt when it got to fitness. So whenever I was able to check all those boxes, it's like, I'm a high performer in this space. I'm good at it. I've got this ability to translate what I'm wanting you to do into words, and you're able to understand me on a human level. I'm able to understand. I don't know. I felt like I was a decent coach, and I connected with people. And it was just something I was doing for free and really thoroughly enjoyed. So I was able to do all of those things and not just perform well, but enjoy it on every aspect.
Nice, baby.
Achieve and fulfillment, right? We talk about that a lot.
Okay, JST Maria. Do you feel obligated to share your life with the world, even when you don't want to?
At times, yeah. But I think it depends on where I'm at in my mind, on how I feel towards that question. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, when things are connected from one piece to another, it can get blurred. And, I think that social media is about being real and organic, but at the same time, it's my business, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like I have to understand that and respect the value that it has evolved to become, and respect everyone else on the team as well. Now that it's not just me, so I understand that there's a business to run, but at the same time, I try and keep it as organic as I possibly can. You know.
There you go. 3M NorCal.
What up?
Do you guys plan on having children?
Yeah, man.
There you go. Tash 225M. How do you know the difference between an obstacle you have to get over versus a redirection?
That's a great thing. So, an obstacle can be what redirects you. And that might be the way, right? So there's a book called The Obstacle That Is the Way. If the obstacle wasn't there, then you wouldn't go in a different direction. And that direction was the way that you should have gone all the time. So what if that obstacle wasn't there and you kept going straight when the obstacle made you go right, and that was the wrong way? You know? So it depends on how you look at every situation. And I think you can look at every single thing that occurs as something great, depending on how you look at it. And I'm talking like, I don't necessarily think that at all times you can believe that there's greatness that comes from horrible things, because it's the reality of it. And I know that at times the realness is that it just fucking is so shit and it sucks and this shouldn't happen to you, and all of those things are true. But what does that achieve versus trying to look at a horrible situation? And I'm trying to think of what was happening with my friend Jessica when she was literally dying. Like, there's no other way of saying it. But, you know, I tried to feel it, process it, and then totally switch how I dealt with it in a way to make it seem like that it was something good could come out of that, right? Like, we literally lost a life, right? Which is devastating. But this individual would want us to continue living. So we will, and we shall, and we should. But at the same time, we were able to do so much good with a bad situation. You know, I think we raised a lot of money. We helped a lot of people. We raised awareness, and we gave strength to the people that were really close to Jess at that time. Something to hold on to, you know.
And to many people out there too. Giselle Torres.
What up, Giselle?
You went through a whole hair journey. What's the deepest lesson you learned from it?
Oh, man. That's a heavy loaded thing there too. And you guys can check out that episode on YouTube as well, on my channel under vlogs, that talks about why I changed my hair from red to where it is now. And I just briefly touched on that as well. You know, I think I had a major identity crisis, and I think that you have to stay in tune with your true self, no matter where you're going and what you're trying to achieve. And I think it had taken me a little bit, because I was just moving so fast, that I didn't give myself time to understand how much I hated the fact that I had red hair. I didn't like it anymore, you know, but I never gave myself enough time to process or accept that that was the truth of the matter, because it did so much great. So it was like, get over it, or that you've done this to yourself kind of vibe. But I would say the biggest lesson is to always stay true to yourself, no matter where you are, at what level of any stage in your life or wherever you're going. To always check in with yourself and just understand and make sure that all the decisions you are making are for the right reasons. Yes, they might not be necessarily what you want to do in that moment, but overall the balance is there.
There you go. Ooh. Where did I go?
Oh, good about
Okay. Brian Ellis.
What
our
up,
boy.
Brian?
What is the silliest thing you get nostalgic for?
The silliest thing that I get nostalgic for. Oh, man. I would probably say, like, silliest. Like, I don't know if being alone in nature. Is that silly?
No, I don't think so.
What would you say?
I get nostalgic for when I used to get together with my best friends to play video game at home. I miss that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, then the silliest thing I get nostalgic for, the silly things are Sundays at my parents' house, man. Like, you know.
There you go.
And in childhood ways, every Sunday we had to have dinner at home, no matter where you were or what you were doing. Like, Sunday dinners were a thing. That's
There
not
you go.
happening anymore.
So, Courtney Hamilton,
Go. Cool.
if you could only live in one destination for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Shit, I have to answer within 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. It's almost done.
The United States.
Boom. Hello, Hannah. This is Anna Ortiz. Hello, Hannah. Are you always on a diet, or do you have your cheat days?
I'm never on a diet. I eat what I like to eat. But I believe that bad food is an addiction. And the more you eat it, the more you want it. The less you eat it, the less you want it. So it's not like I'm really depriving myself, because we certainly don't. You can't out-train a bad diet, we know that. But I'm not so hyper-focused on the aesthetics anymore, because I like to enjoy food.
There you go. Ray of Sandia. Do you rely on caffeine to perform better during workouts?
I used to 100%. Not right now.
I
We're
do.
not really doing that.
I love coffee. It's my pre-workout. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't do pre-workouts. I don't do any crazy...
But we didn't have anything today.
Right.
Like, it's not like you don't rely on coffee to be able to work out. Like, you would
True.
work out regardless. But if you have the chance to fuel it with some freaking cold brew, let's go, baby.
That's it. Samba629. How or what do you do to stay motivated when diet/fitness results plateau? Shannon Aileen.
Stay consistent and stay patient, and know that there's no way that you can plateau if everything is okay. Meaning, unless there's a health reason involved, you're either not giving it enough time or you're not applying yourself enough towards that area to see the results.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to be real.
Nikki Younger. What made you decide to inspire other people? I'm so grateful to you.
I think understanding how rewarding it was, being able to inspire others, is maybe selfish, but it's extremely rewarding, and it keeps me fulfilled to continue to do what I do.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Here. Okay.
Hand picking him.
So I'm not handpicking him. It's because I missed that screen. How do you get a six-pack after my second C-section?
How do you get a six-pack after your second C-section? Man, I've never had kids, but I would definitely check out Heidi Powell. Because
Olga Russo, by the way.
Who?
Olga Russo.
Olga Russo. Because Heidi is unbelievable. She's had many children, 4 kids, and
I think so.
she looks absolutely insane. I mean, I
There you
don't
go.
know how to do. I try to pride myself in being a practitioner. Once I have kids and I get a six-pack, I'll give you tips on that. But I don't think I earn the right or have the right to try and coach you there. I'm sorry.
How about this one? Joanne Fernandez.
Hey, Jojo.
When are you guys coming back?
When are you guys coming back? Great question. Not for right now. We're still here. We're going to be out here till around October, traveling. But I'll see you in Oregon, homie, next week. Jojo. Which, by the way, I'm not sure if this will get aired, but on the Sunday of July, I think it's the 26th, at 8:30 in the morning, we're doing a kettlebell BYOB, bring your own bell or body, to a national park in Oregon, at the Umpqua National Park. National Park.
How many times do you exercise? I guess a week?
I try and keep my training to 5 to 6 days a week. A lot of those days during COVID and stuff were 2 workouts a day just because of what we were doing. But if we're happy and we're living a pretty chill life, it's 5 days a week with 2 rest days. But they were also really intense workouts at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So now that the intensity isn't as high as it was, we don't have access to the same amount of equipment. We're training like 5 to 6 days right now.
Yeah. And it's pretty fun. I gotta tell you.
It is. And before this, though, we had lost our mojo, but that was very unusual. So I don't think it's worth talking about it. Well, I guess it is worth saying that I fell off the wagon, but I'm back. It's
There
the
you
first
go.
time that's happened for a while, but ever, I think.
We all do that. And that is it, my friends. That is it for today's session.
I think that we're running out of light, too, so maybe
We
it's a
are
good
running
thing.
out of light, so this is a good thing.
Enjoy
Running out
it.
of light, and we're becoming the prime dinner for bears.
That's right.
So we we better hit the road.
They ain't gonna hurt us. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for your questions. They were pretty gnarly and pretty cool. Put me on the spot. I didn't have to pass any of them.
Exactly.
That's rad.
I am afraid of what's going to come my way.
Oh yeah, get ready. Ask him anything. You only get 2
Because your
passes.
questions were like good.
Yeah, no,
cool,
it was
like,
awesome.
good interview.
It wasn't like, what's your favorite sex position? It was nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what we thought. So you guys are cool. Thanks for that. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us here at Tenaya Creek. I'm Paulo, your host, and this is Hannah. It's been a pleasure.